Welcome back to another episode of Detroit 360, your personal guide to all things Detroit. I'm your host, Sheila Grant. I just love smell goods, hand creams and candles like these here at Detroit Wick. It's amazing to me how different things blend together to create one magical scent. I got to see a little bit of the process, and now you can too on this next piece of Art Detroit. Sheila Grant here for another episode of Art Detroit. Recently, I was bumping around the Eastern Market and I stopped by the Savvy Chic Boutique.
While there, I discovered Unforced Rhythms, a line of body products made in Detroit. I contacted the creator, Elizabeth Hardy, and she agreed to meet with me to discuss her line of natural body products.
Good seeing you
Thank
again.
you so much for coming. So is your...
It's
your
in
creams-
through this door over here.
Okay, I'll let you lead the way.
Want to try the newest
I would love
kid on
to
the block?
try the newest one. Will you pamper me?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. It only takes a little bit.
Just that little baby amount? Wow. This feels so good. You're right. Literally, my hands are covered with that little bit. I didn't need much at all.
That's why we sell body creams, not lotion.
Oh my goodness. And you don't want anything greasy either. This is non-greasy and it just smells so good, but without being perfumey.
You can put that on and then put a fragrance on.
Okay.
Or you can wear it by itself.
Well, I would love to see your process. I know you mentioned, that you make everything up at your headquarters yourself. I'd love to be able to go and see behind the scenes just how the magic happens.
Sounds good to me.
All right,
let's go.
This is where the magic happens.
This is where the magic.
Walk me through what's in front of us.
Today we're making sugar scrub.
Ooh.
So what I have here is the oils for the scrub. And so we put those in here, and I'm gonna heat them on the stove and they'll melt.
Okay.
Okay.
And how long did you say you've been doing this?
I started in 2012. I had this job that I loved, and it ended. The door closed, and so I was just asking God, what next? And I put that in there. I had this book called Visions, and it said most people don't do what the ideas that come because they're afraid. So the idea came, and I thought it was for my daughter. And I got up to call her. Oh no, I knew in my spirit it was for me. And so then I started to try and create what I had in my mind. To get this to where I wanted it to be, it took me 2 years.
Wow.
This is magical.
Okay.
I use it on my feet. I use it to take my makeup off. I sell a lot of This Is Love.
Okay.
Let's see how this is doing. Once it gets warm and everything is melted, then we will mix it, make sure everything is together, and then we put it in the freezer. I was a little intimidated by fragrance, but I like fragrance. I like to smell good, and I not necessarily have to wear a cologne.
You were intimidated about
I
making
was
it?
intimidated about making a body cream with a fragrance in it. To create a scent,
Okay, gotcha.
you're starting with the oils. So once you do a sample of oils, like you'll do a cotton ball and you'll put all these together on a cotton ball.
Okay.
And you smell it. It takes days in order for that to
Settle in and
know
what
it
it's going to
is.
be like
Right.
going forward. Okay.
Right. And then we're going to mix it a little bit to make sure everything is gelled and put it in the freezer for about 10-15 minutes.
So tell me about the name Unforced Rhythms and what that means. That's the UR.
It's the Unforced Rhythms of Grace is what it is. And it's written out in the Message Bible. Life flows, and if you flow with it, it's a lot easier to navigate than if you're trying to do your own thing.
Sure.
UR is the brand.
Okay.
And it's UR. And well, let me tell you the story behind it. It was such an accident. I had them make the labels, and when I got them, the Unforced Rhythms is really small under there, right? So I put one on Super Rich, and I'm sitting on the sofa, and I'm looking at it,
And it's UR.
and it said UR. Most people don't see that. There's a message right in front of you. You are filthy rich. You are This Is Love. You are super rich.
Oh, there's that film you talked about
That's
being.
it. That's the film.
So that's the glycerin?
Glycerin.
Okay. So what's next for you? Are you looking to expand beyond the scrubs and creams at all, or not at this point?
Vitamin E is always good for the skin. I've done one, but it's not where I want it to be. It's a body wash. I made one for Super Rich. I love the scent, I love the smell. So now we're gonna put a preservative in. But when I put it out, it didn't lather. It's natural. So I've got to find out how to get the lather. And now we're going to add the oils. It has to be the same order every time in order to create the same fragrance.
So if you put lavender in third instead of first, it would be a different...
A different fragrance.
Wow. Tell me about how you see this as an art form.
I see it as an art form because it's creating. And when you're creating, that's art. It's coming out of your intellect, it's coming out of your being, it's coming out of who you are.
So good.
And so that's art.
Oh, it smells so good. And I smell lemon, but you didn't use lemon.
I didn't use, everybody think it's lemongrass. It's not lemongrass.
So what is that that smells like that?
It's the lime, the mei chang, which is like neroli. We're gonna fold in sugar. And this is the tricky part because I have to feel when it's ready to add more or stop. I know about how much it takes, but
it's not an exact science.
It's not an exact science.
Tell me about what it means to be a creative person and an artist in the city of Detroit.
When you go downtown and you see Detroit, it's like everything is vibrant. All of the creative aspects are coming out in all kinds of form. The murals, the graffiti, the stores that are popping up. This gives you a feel for when it's right.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing to see what's happening, the rebirth, and to be a part of that. This is just the beginning, and it needs more sugar. We're not trying to be anybody else. We want to be Detroit, right? Because it was amazing in its heyday, and that's where we're headed, but even better. And I think this is it. It's the vision for Detroit that we have collectively, and none of us could do it individually.
Look at that.
I'm excited about being a part of that and supporting others who are doing the same thing.
Hey, I'm Aaron Hall here from the Office of Councilman Tate. We're here at the Motor City Job and Tea House for the first ever Cash Flash event of 2018.
Now we hear about all of these big, beautiful buildings downtown, and a lot of stuff is coming back, and that's a beautiful thing. I love it. But we've got to make sure that we support what we have already in our neighborhoods. So as we start talking and complaining about what we don't have, we need to start celebrating the things that we do have. And any of you who have not been here at the Java House, you're in for a treat. What you see here today is just a small fraction of what goes on a regular basis.
So what's a Cash Flash? Simply neighbors fueling small business growth. And what we have here are residents here supporting a local area small business. We're about halfway through and we have 60 people here who have come out. Hopefully we'll break a record. Our most we've had so far, I believe, is 80. But we're looking to double that number because it's all about supporting our neighbors, our family, our friends, here building with one another. Okay. So we took an opportunity to talk to some of the vendors who came out the 313 Day. Let's hear what they have to say.
Hi, my name is Tori Johnson, and I am the owner of Everything Amazing Healthy Detox Waters. I've been drinking these waters for about 3 to 4 years myself. I wanted to detox, so I started looking up recipes and studying different fruits and what they did for you and herbs. And so after a while, my friends and family actually started to ask me, could I make some for them? And so I started making them for friends and family, and then it kind of just evolved from there into a business. My husband said, hey, you should turn this into a business. So one day I posted it on Facebook, you know, I love my healthy detox water, who wants one? And I got 40 orders in 1 week. And so that's how it started. And that was 2 years ago. And I've been going ever since.
Well, the organization was started about 8 years ago. Started out feeding the homeless, and it's grown. We went from a van to a food truck. Now we give cars away on Christmas to families in need. We fix up houses. This year we were able to open a warming center for the homeless to come when it was really cold. We just built a shower in the basement, and we're fixing a laundry facility now too. So you might have seen us when we surprised a lady at the bus stop with a car. We just do things like that, being a blessing in the community. That's what the shirts and sweatshirts are all about.
My name is Jessica Simpson, and I am the CEO of Carousel Couture.
which is a jewelry company. We specialize in handmade jewelry, hand-painted wood, and I've been doing this for over 10 years here in the city of Detroit. D1 Cash Flash is important to someone like me because I actually grew up on Finkel. I started my artistry and everything I've ever done right here in this district. So for me, this is important. I feel honored and privileged to be a part of it as a local, not only a local artist, but an artist that's actually from this area.
I was born in the Brightmoor community 60 years ago come this June, and been living in this neighborhood about 35 years. Got together with a couple neighbors, Albert Mack and Felix Wright, 30 years ago, and started cleaning up, boarding up, and rebuilding the community. Alicia said she wanted a neighborhood coffee shop, and at the same time we met Chaz Miller, and he said he wanted to teach kids and paint murals. So I thought, wow, that's the kind of energy we need to support. So Chaz has been doing his thing, Alicia's been doing her thing, and Lightbusters has been doing its thing. Our goal is simple. Our goal is to save the world, starting with Detroit. Once we get Detroit put back together, we'll go somewhere else. But we got a lot of work that needs to be done here in the city of Detroit. We're going to continue to bring people together. We're going to continue to stabilize and revitalize this community. We're going to continue to create opportunity and hope, affordable housing, and all the things that make a neighborhood special.
Yeah, we started this 313 Day 2 years ago. It was an awesome event, actually right across the street at another local business. And it's always important for us to make sure that we showcase and highlight our small businesses in the city. I talk about all the time all those beautiful things that's happening all across the city. You got them over in the Live 6 area. You got it in downtown Detroit. So now we have to take time to appreciate what we have here in our neighborhoods. And this place is not just a business, it's a cultural institution where you have artists who come here, we have children who are here, who are provided all types of mentoring and leadership provisions. And this is a hub for us. It's a place that we call home. So 313 Day is much more than just a ceremonial day. It's a time where we celebrate our Detroitness. And so I'm excited about being able to be in a position where I can, call out folks and bring them here and help celebrate and number one, get some money in the coffers of the businesses, because I always say nothing's free, but we also have to make sure that we do what we can to keep this thing moving forward. So just trying to do my part,
Hi, this is Alicia from Java House. Thanks for coming out to 313 Day. We are here, right here on Lasher Road. I want to thank everybody for coming out, from the Old Redford District to our policemen, to our councilmen, to the entire team. Thanks for coming out, 313 Day.
So there you have it, D1. We're wrapping up our first Cash Flash event of 2018. For more information, check us out on Facebook at Discover D1 or District 1 Detroit. See you next time.
My name is Gino Harris. I am an artist first. I am a gallerist second for the Car Center Gallery, and we are located at 1505 Woodward Avenue at the new Car Center Gallery. I am an abstract artist. I work in paper, which is one of these pieces that you'll see here to my right. I've kind of graduated to working with paints, which is the one that you'll see to my left. I became an artist in 2003, but 2007 is when I had those issues with health, and it was the art that I started doing that really helped me maintain my sanity, if you will. I think that artists, whatever type of artist you are, visual, music, acting, whatever, is more or less the life's blood of a place like Detroit. As far as the resurgence is concerned, I don't think it could have happened without the creative class. But those artists that create in obscurity have no idea that they can submit, apply for, or whatever, because they're not in those circles or they're not around other people who have that information. And that's what I'm trying to do, is just to reach out to those who are creative in whatever field, because that's what the Car Center is here for.
My name is Saeed Ahmed, and I live right around the corner in District 3rd, and I live in Banglatown, and I'm very proud to say it in Banglatown. I moved here in 2003. Yeah, I used to play cricket in Bangladesh, so when I moved here for the first couple of years, I didn't find cricket around here. Then I got to know a friend, they play right over there at Detroit parking lot, library parking lot, so I got met few people, they play cricket. From there, I've been playing in cricket in Michigan for almost 11 years. So this used to be the old cricket field. Basically, this is not even a cricket field. This is the parking lot that belonged to, I believe, James Field or the Detroit. We used to call it Detroit Library parking lot, and we used to play cricket here. This called ped. They put on your so for your guard your shin, basically your lower thigh. It's called thigh pad. Basically, this covers your thighs and lower thigh and a little bit of your waist. And I'm assuming everybody knows what gloves are used for. Use them for grip plus protection your fingers. This is the helmet for protections. This bat is signed by one of the best cricketer in the world, and he's from Bangladesh, Muhammad Ashraful. He was the youngest test centurion in the world. He still is, I believe, and he's a hell of a guy, and we hope to see him here one day, inshallah. In Shakir, we are trying to work together with Detroit City, and we're trying to establish a cricket academy here, so for the future, like upcoming generation, people who are interested in cricket, and we are more than welcoming them to learn the cricket, and we're here for them, and we will volunteer our time teaching them. I want cricket to grow in America. That's why I'm spending my time, even though I don't get much out of it, and I'm doing volunteer service to that, and so because I want upcoming kids to learn cricket, play cricket, and cricket is called as a gentleman game, and I would love cricket to grow in America and in Metro Detroit area. That's my personal level of interest in cricket.
Auto active, okay? Yes, yes! Ah! Out. That's out. That's out.
My parents did the best they could. They put me in private school, do everything they can to discipline me. During my school years, I was to try so hard to blend in because I always stood out. And I used to hate standing out growing up, especially my high school years. I would say I had a tremendous growth from my freshman year to my senior year. My ninth grade year, I went to Winans Academy of Performing Arts. It was a high school in Detroit. And I guess you could say on the east side off of Nevada and Van Dyke. There was a gas station across the street. We used to always go there either in the morning before school starts or after school. But I remember there was basketball tryouts, and everybody went to try out for the team, and I went to also, but I knew I couldn't. I knew I wasn't no good ball player, but like I said, I really wanted to fit in instead of standing out. So, during that time we was trying out, me and a couple people always go to the store, and this one time we went to the store. They said, let's hit a lick on the store. Let's still a couple things. So I remember they had me me and this other dude as a decoy, meaning as to distract the cashier, like talking to him, like some stupid questions, like, can I get a card to activate this phone? Something stupid, while other people will be in the back stealing whatever they can from the store, and then we'll switch back, and then I'll steal whatever I can too. Especially steal a couple of Gatorades because we about to go try out for the basketball. So this was going on for a while even after the tryouts. Of course, they started to notice that a couple things were missing. So I remember one time we go in, they had two guys that works there standing in the back, especially during after school time, because they know that's when we're about to come in there. So we noticed that, so we didn't steal nothing. We tried, started buying instead. Then this one time that really got me was there was no two guys in the back, but those mirrors in the gas station, they moved it so the guy, the cashier, can see what's going on in the back. Now, I didn't pay attention to the mirrors. I just noticed that the guys were going. So I was like, oh, okay, about to get easy steals today. So I got my book bag. I went in the store. I saw a honey bun. Picked up the honey bun. Hurry up, put it in my pocket. I went in the back. I got some Funyuns. I opened the bag, put it there. I got some Funyuns. Threw in the bag. Next thing I know, the cashier comes out. He was like, I want you to put whatever you got in there out the bag and put it back. Everybody looked at me, and I'm like, I put the Funyuns back. It was an awkward silence for like 5 minutes. It felt like 20. It was like 5 minutes. I got my book bag. I went, to try to play it off, I had to grab a couple of gum and told him I like to buy some gum. So I gave him 50 cents for the gum. He said, I don't want you to come back to the store ever again. And I said, okay. So I got my gum and I went out the door. And funny thing, I still try to go back in the store, but because I noticed that cashier, he works in the afternoon. So I went there one time in the morning, not to steal, but to buy something because I needed something for school. And then I remember the next week I tried it again. And that cashier from the afternoon shift happened to work that morning. He saw me. He still let me buy my stuff. And he said, I thought I told you not to come in the store again. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. And then I left out the store. And that was the last time I ever went to that gas station, like, for the rest of my school years there. Because I was there all 4 years from 9th to 12th grade. I never went to that gas station after that.
I just wanted to give back to my community. As a young man, my father has been on the job for 30 years as a Detroit paramedic. So I wanted to give back to the community. I was always fascinated to what he's done, what he have done, him bringing home Hero Awards, Spirit of Detroit Awards as well. So, and also seeing the flash of lights. You know, as a young man growing up, you see the flash of lights, it's amazing. So I just wanted to give back to my community.
The way EMS Academy works, we rotate on a basis of alphabetical order as to who's going to be the sergeant of the day. Going to make sure daily duties get carried out as a representative of the class to the staff. Well, my plans after this is once we get done with the academy, I'm going to have to go on third rides, learn more depending on which house I'm stationed at, and learn more about the area, get to know the hospitals, get to know the people.
Well, you know, every class is somewhat unique. This class here, I found that we have some military vets in it. And I find that the military vets sometimes are silent leaders, but they're leaders, and they stand out. And what I found is this particular group, they're in good physical shape. When we PT them, no complaints, they get it done. Academically, they've all been excelling. And it's nice because you see it's a diverse group.
Hey, sir, how you doing? Can you please?
I'm getting trouble breathing.
Okay, could you please put the cigarette up and then we can give you a hand?
For about a week now, really.
Hey, sir, please put the cigarette out. Don't like that. If you're having trouble breathing, we're gonna help you out, okay?
Oh, all right, sorry.
That's okay.
Well, really, I'm sure that's all.
Yeah, I see that.
come over here like you normally do.
Well, we just received a new Fernal stretcher, which literally, you could take this stretcher, you literally can run the whole stretcher with one finger and walk it out. You don't have to pick it up, the legs will come down. You could literally walk this thing over a wall electronically, so it's very advanced. This is our extrication coat. As you can see, it's a very nice coat. We didn't have equipment like this. We didn't have nice helmets. We didn't have nice gloves. You know, we didn't have equipment. We used to have to take equipment from the hospitals. We don't have to do that anymore. And that's because the city of Detroit's invested into its public safety. And they're going to continue to invest into that public safety, as you can see. We just need people to step up and come here and work for the city.
Well, I've been visiting Detroit Fire Department, the EMS division, and I have to say that I'm impressed by the level of training, and specifically something that I've not seen anywhere in the world, the training on the situational awareness. That is one of the most sensitive points for a professional in this industry. So I'm very glad to be here, and I will take this example as a best practice for other EMS in the world.
So on a day-to-day basis, we manage between 100 and 150 people that work for EMS, fire, and other public service. And so in one of those days, we're doing CPR, we're doing recertification for firefighters that have come back from injury, we're doing new firefighters, we're doing old firefighters, we're doing incumbents, and making sure that they keep up with their CEs.
The academy is going great. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot from our instructors, from the captain, and everybody is very supportive of what we're doing. I want to follow my father's footsteps. He's always been my hero. He still is my hero. So just seeing him, that's pretty much what I would like to do. I would like to take this further. Hopefully one day I can become a captain or a chief, you know.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Detroit 360. I'm your host, Sheila Grant. Thanks so much for watching.